Hey everybody, don't get anxious, get prepared. I was getting myself together right now. Don't get anxious, get prepared. Today we're going to talk about quitting on purpose. And we have this three-part series. We talked about those of you who left quick, fast, in a hurry, and think about it. Then we talked about those that, okay, you already did it, so we can help you through the way. But now those of you who have a plan what you quit, right? We're going to talk about that and purpose and planning. And the best way, if you are going to go this route, what you need to do to make sure you're a rock star, okay, post to quit. So pen and paper, y'all know, get your digital devices, whatever you want, invite, share, comment, follow, all of that. We're going to have a really cool conversation about those who quit with the plan, which now that I think about it, that's the way you should do it. So, anyway, we will be right back. Hey, I'm back. Don't get anxious to get prepared. Your career engineer right here. And again, if you have a question or comment about what we're saying today or anything we may have said, just give us an email, info@tcenow.com, info@tcenow.com. You never know, I might use your comment, your question for something to think about that other folks can benefit too. All right, so today we are talking about but the quitters with a plan and some things that you can do if that's you or you're thinking about quitting. Don't do it yet. Let's get the plan in place, okay? And remember to make sure you follow us, and you can find us everywhere, tcenow.com, tcenow.com. But before I jump into my first thing about quitting with a plan, I got to share some stuff with y'all. You know, we have our TCE Summit coming up real soon. We're very excited about it. And bam, there is the link right there. If I would remove my thing, but you got the little QR code. Go to tcesummit.com or tcenow.com. I still got the quit with a purpose up there. Wasn't thinking that one through. But anyway, you can find it, tcenow.com. You can find everything about what we're doing, and you can get your tickets November 4th. Don't miss out. So listen, let's jump into our segment for today, quitting with the plan. I've got 3 words for you. You got to do these 3 R's, okay? So again, those of you who haven't quite done it yet or you're thinking about it with your plan, let's see if this plan lines up with your plan. My 3 R's are in effect. Retract, review, respond, right? If you're going to make this decision, and only you can know if this is a good decision, right? But retract, review, respond, quitting with a plan so that your next steps can be more empowered and more on purpose and more strategic than the past steps, right? If you're going to make a move, it should always be strategic, I think. I'm just like, who moves without strategy? That's why the game of chess is so much different, so much different. It's so different than a game of checkers. Okay, with chess, every move got to have a reason for every move. We can learn a lot from the game of chess. So, what do I mean by retract? This is where if you have made this decision, maybe you've already quit or you're thinking of going, but you want to maximize your decision by investing. This is investment time, right? Time on your goals, just sustainability, your family strengths, all the things that maybe matter to you or where you want to go, your gifts and talents, but your career, again, keyword strategic career planning and work gap strategy. You're going to have a gap unless you have something lined up that you're quitting to go to, or if you're like part of this whole reset or part of this whole reimagination of work, right? Reimagining work, you're going to have gaps. What are you going to do to fill those gaps? How are those gaps going to help empower you with new skills, abilities, EQ, IQ, tech, touch, whatever that's going to help you to get to your next? Because remember, you should never quit without a plan. Never. I'm probably got ahead of myself, but you should never do that. So you want to really think about that. So use this time to retract, means step back a little bit. Sometimes we're so close, we always see them and there, but let's them and they, right? There might be some stuff with us in the quit. Maybe we don't know our right fit. Maybe we really haven't discovered who we are and what we bring, and we were in the wrong environment. Not that the environment was wrong for us, but maybe we're in the wrong environment. So you got to be aware. So use this time to think about your goals, what you need for sustainability. Okay. And again, your strength, your family, and all those things like that. Okay. And think about how you will fill those gaps. Volunteer work, freelance work during your quitting. Maybe you've quit from the 9 to 5 that you had, or whatever your deal was. But let's keep it real. You got to eat, right? You got to have plates. I mean, unless you hit the lotto and you just didn't tell us, or you have a nice aunt or a nice uncle or some parents are saying, hey, we will be your benefactor for the next 10 years. If you've got it like that, I applaud you. Most of us, that's not reality. We have got to take care of ourselves some kind of way. Okay. So think about ways that you can have what I call income generating activities that are legal. Okay, income generating activities that you can do. My next R is the review, right? Market development. This is, we're talking about strategy. So I'm hoping you had a little bit of that when you plan to quit on purpose. Most of us who plan to quit on purpose hopefully have a couple of ducats in the little savings account. You've got a little cushion. You've done some economic review to make sure you've paid some things up, or you've downsized to a certain way so you can have this freedom to review. Okay. What's your dream? What's your market development? We're starting from beginning. We're starting from the beginning, right? Your new re-engineered way. Where do you want to go? What does that look like? I mean, what do you want to do? What's your dream? How about, I talked today earlier on a different segment about this whole phenomenon, quitting, quiet quitting. And folks are saying, well, I don't even want to, I'm sure I'm going to talk about that on YouTube at some point. But, how about working in a place that's your dream? Maybe that will keep you engaged versus disengaged in the workforce, because you're actually doing something you want to do. Oh, what a novel idea. What a novel idea, right? So what is your dream? Have you even began to do that? Think about the different type of places and spaces you can fit in, because you got to know who you are and what you bring. What type of I use myself all the time about hats. If I was, because I know I'm a hat girl, I do take the hat off every now and then, but I like hats. I have a thing for hats, right? So my ideal place, figuratively speaking, is the hat world, right? If the policy says hats are not allowed in this place, I don't care if I'm a scientist, if I'm a technician, if I'm the bookkeeper, I am not going to be fueled for success in that place, because I'm going to be fussing about I can't wear my hat. Okay. So you need to identify the different places and spaces that work for you. Now, with your planning of quitting, okay, hopefully you put some timeline. I mean, are you going to take a 90-day break? Are you taking a 6-month break? Are you taking a 1-year break? Like, what is your plan? Okay. Because you'll have to, your dream, your ability to dream and review depends also on your plan. I mean, let's just keep it real. So if you've got some time, you've got some time. Okay. And those of you who maybe are totally re-engineering, maybe you're coming to a whole nother industry, you're doing something totally new, you're doing a major pivot, right? Well, what's your 365-day return? Like a year from today, you're ready to come back to whatever the workplace looks like. And please understand, when you quit, it will look different. It may be different. Look at the change we have seen since 2020 in the workplace. What's almost 3 years ago at the time of me having this conversation with you. Imagine what will happen if you take a year off or 2 years off to take care of non-traditional work stuff. Just be prepared for a very accelerated or different workplace. So you're going to have to make sure in your time off that you're also retooling as well. So think about, because you have to, if you quit today, I'm not going back until after Christmas. I'm not going back until after May. I'm taking the summer off. Whatever your plan is, you have this time to review your market and think about your dream and try to see how close you can get your dreams, the things you love to do, the passions, and your abilities. Okay. I mean, I might want to be a rocket scientist. I really have a thing about outer space, guys. I'm really into it. I don't think I have the capabilities or the capacity to fly anybody's rocket ship. I think I can, but I may not have the cred, right? So your dreams need to be realistic. I mean, I'm all about dreaming. I mean, I can do something with NASA. I'm not sure what, but I'm pretty sure I could do something with them, right? But I may not want to fly a rocket ship. You may not want me to fly a rocket ship. Okay. So that's important. Now the third R is respond. Okay, first we're going to take a step back so we can breathe, exhale, calm down, all the them days and all that. Let's get some let's deal with some reality here. We're gonna retract and see, we're gonna review what we want to do next. Like, what's our next? What does our next look like? That's market development. who, where, when, and how. Like who are the places and spaces that we want to work. Now we're going to respond to that when we're ready to come back, because you made your plan. Exit when we're ready to return. Okay. And ready means ready, like all of it ready, like all of your faculties are ready, mind, body, spirit, soul, all of it, right? We're ready to return. Now let's see how we can factor this wonderful dream that we have. Okay, because why not love what you do? Why not at least like what you do? Why not try to earn a living in the thing that you truly enjoy doing? I mean, why not try? And it can look a certain way. It doesn't have to look the way I think it should look. I mean, if it provides for you to take care of yourself and your family, and you enjoy doing, when you enjoy your work, I mean, I'm telling y'all, when you love what you do, you're never going to work every day. You got to love what you do. Okay. So how will we factor that dream? Plan A, which is the hey, let's start with the goal. However, in case plan A may not be available in your scope of vision or where you live or what things, well, is there a plan B to get to the plan A? Is there a plan C to get to the plan B, to get to the plan A? I put or plan M. I mean, sometimes we have to factor this thing to make it work. Okay. And we need to make sure we're realistic. Like I said, I can buy a spaceship. Of course I can. And you would be foolish to get in there with me. Okay. I'm just saying, but I think I can do anything. So realistic, workable. Okay. They got you. I mean, I'm a big goal driven girl. I mean, can you tell? But they got to be realistic. Realistic is relative, because I've done some things that were unrealistic, but we got them done, but they were realistic for me, but they were workable. It was workable. I mean, it was workable. So specific, measurable, those are the things of goal setting. I mean, we got to have some realism. I'm all about imagination. I'm all about dreaming, but they have to be realistic, specific goals, right? And focus action steps. So yes, this is the planning stage. I know no one wants to plan. Everybody wants to just be impulsive and go, and something will open up, and I'll walk into it, and it'll be perfect. That's perfection needs planning, right? If you want that dream, if you want that Garden of Eden, or you want that utopia, that best, it requires planning. Okay, it requires planning. So, but you can do it. We can all do these things. That's what we have to do for our responding. And I'll echo this one more time, that those of us who take a gap or take a leap or take a pause or take a reset or whatever we're going to call it, you got to be for learning. Did I say for learning? I just made a word for learning. A forever learning matters. You have to. I mean, whatever, when you check out, even if you're planning to check out, please make sure you tech up those skills and you touch up those skills. It's both. Remember, I love the high tech and the high touch. You've got to do both. Technology evolves. I mean, I can think about the way I'm talking to you right now. It wasn't like this a year ago. And 6 months from now, there'll be something different with this particular space. I mean, that's the way we grow, right? But we also don't discount the touch up. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing a whole lot of mess with folks who don't know how to touch up and touch. I mean, your emotional IQ is so important. You're not just working with data. We're not just carbon entities, right? We're people. So the way you engage with people has an impact on your future. You have got to know how to work with people. Now, all kinds of people, sure. Sizes, shapes, colors, creeds, right? But the bottom line is how to communicate with people, how to engage with people. Even if you work with robots, I mean, robots may be people too, the way we're going, but you have got to know how to engage, and you've got to stay on top of trends. So if you're checking out from your workplace spaces and stuff, and you are doing, maybe some of us check out to take care of ourselves. Hey, I had a rough time, and I have the financial stability to take a year off, to take 6 months off. Pay attention to what's going to change. You might go to a static world, but your rest of your world is going to be dynamic. When it's time to reintegrate again, to come back, to return, you don't want this gap to really gap for you. Okay. So, but people engagement is so important. So I often say, even if you have checked, you plan to quit, don't stop networking. Don't stop engaging. You're volunteering or doing some freelance work or things you do for fun. I mean, whether you volunteer in sports or young people things, or, you do crochet. I mean, whatever your deal is, don't just be an introvert in the house in addition to quitting. You've got to keep those skills up, and you should pay attention to your trends, and you should know where the trends is of the industry you're going to stick with, or the industry you're getting ready to run to. Whichever you're going to do, you got to pay attention to the trends. You got to be on top of it. One other tip I would say to some people who maybe have quit the FTE, the full-time gig, because you couldn't take it anymore. I get it. Well, particularly if you need some sustainability, think about re-engaging when the time comes to re-engage. Consider part-time or three-quarter time work. I mean, if your finances can carry that. Sometimes that might work, half time, you figure 40 hours a week, 20 hours a week, or 30 hours a week, and to re-engage that way, particularly if you're trying to sync life and work, or you've got some other things that your attention is directed to. But you don't have to come back full time. And if your world can sustain part time, that can be an option. But please understand something. I really think folks kind of forget. One thing happens with all of us, right? We do get older, right? We age. God willing, you'll see several birthdays. And the aging process in America becomes a word of retirement and social security and taking care of yourself in your older years. So as you're making your reentrances, or as you're planning your quits or your future, some of us are still stuck in here and now, and we're just stuck on like a year from now. If you're 40 something and you kind of haven't quite thought about what's going to happen when you're 70 something, or you're 20 something, and you think you'll never ever be 65, is a million years away, just in all your quitting and moving around, make sure you're planning for the future. I mean, think about that, because things are different. And don't believe me, talk to your ancestors, talk to your grandparents, talk to someone over 60 right now, and ask them what it's like now, particularly those who have been retired, and what they maybe thought about or didn't think about. I'm just saying, because all of these things, it's not just about what you're doing today, it's also your quit or come on board or whatever is also going to affect you 30 years from now, 20 years from now, tomorrow. Right? So be strategic, be intentional. Okay, be strategic, be intentional. Here's my push-up for you. Know your why before doing your what. So even if you're thinking of leaving, which I get it might be a good move for you, but know your why before you do your what. So that's what I will say to you all. Listen, I hope you have a fantastic week. Make it amazing, powerful, productive, intentional, and strategic. And for those of you who are thinking of quitting, make sure you quit with a plan. Be on purpose with this. Don't be quick, fast, in a hurry. That tends to fall apart. So I hope to catch up to you guys next week. I'm getting ready to sneeze, but I don't want to sneeze on camera. So I'm going to hold this. But y'all have a fantastic week. And remember, I hope to see you next time, and visit us always at our website, tcenow.com, and follow, like, comment, all that kind of good stuff. Y'all be blessed. I will see you next time. God bless.